U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Friday that the United States is committed to ensuring the South China Sea remains open to all kinds of navigation and that China does not pose a threat of closing the disputed sea lanes. Pompeo assured the Philippines that America will come to its defense if its forces, aircraft or ships come under armed attack in the South China Sea, in the first such public U.S. assurance in recent memory. His comments were an attempt to address Philippine concerns over the vagueness of the Allies' 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, which Manila once re-examined. I think the whole world understands that the Trump administration has made a true commitment to making sure that these seas remain open for the security of the countries in the region and the world, open to commercial transit, Mike Pompeo told U.S. military news channel. Washington will back the Philippines and other countries in the region so that these incredibly vital economic sea lanes are open and China does not pose a threat to closing them down, Pompeo said. China's island building and military activities in the South China Sea threaten your sovereignty, security and, therefore, economic livelihood, as well as that of the United States, he added. The long-seething territorial disputes are a key irritant between Washington and Beijing, which has turned several disputed barren reefs into islands with runways and other military facilities. The U.S. has declared that the peaceful resolution of the disputes and freedom of navigation and overflight in the contested areas are in the U.S. national interest. In Beijing, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lu Kang said China and countries around the South China Sea are committed to maintaining regional peace and stability, citing efforts to negotiate a code of conduct aimed at preventing disputes from escalating. If countries outside the region, such as the United States, really keep in mind the peace and well-being of the regional people, they should not stir up troubles in the region, Lu said at a regular briefing. In addition to China, the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Taiwan and Brunei have overlapping claims in the strategic waters. U.S. Navy ships have sailed close to Chinese-occupied islands to assert freedom of navigation, provoking angry protests from China and tense moments between the rival naval forces. Philippine Foreign Secretary Teodoro Locsin said in the news conference that the Philippines feels confident, citing assurances from the top U.S. diplomat and President Donald Trump to Philippines President that, "We have your back." Recently, a U.S. Navy destroyer sailed near islands claimed by China in the South China Sea, the U.S. military said, a move likely to anger Beijing at a time of rising tensions between the world's two largest economies. The U.S. Navy destroyer Wayne E. Meyer carried out the operation, traveling within 12 nautical miles of Fiery Cross and Mischief Reefs. The operation was done to challenge excessive maritime claims and preserve access to the waterways as governed by international law. Commander Reen Momsen, a spokeswoman for the U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet, told U.S. military news channel. The U.S. military has a long-standing position that its operations are carried out throughout the world, including areas claimed by allies, and they are separate from political considerations. U.S. forces operate in the Indo-Pacific region on a daily basis, including in the South China Sea. All operations are designed in accordance with international law and demonstrate that the United States will fly, sail and operate wherever international law allows. Thank you.